Well, I would like to introduce you to Melissa Burkett, and Melissa is working out here at TLC out in the perennial area. And how long have you been here now?
A little over a year.
Well, what is it that you love about gardening? Because everyone seems to have a story about how they got interested in it.
Well, actually, my story is that I started out in nursing and transitioned into horticulture therapy and then ended up doing a horticulture degree. I just fell in love with plants and I've been doing it ever since.
Well, the perennial area out here at TLC, if you've ever been, you know it is just phenomenal. There's no matter what kind of plant you like, you can pretty much find it here, can't you?
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Well, so what we wanted to do was to ask you about your favorites, because
Okay.
we all have our favorites, and I love some of the options you've picked out, really
Okay.
do. So show us a little
Sure.
bit of them.
Well, let's start with some shrubs for shade. Some of my favorite ones are, of course, the blue hydrangea. I really love blue flowers, true blue flowers, and they're hard to find. But we do have the true blue in the hydrangea. We also have a really nice shrub called a viburnum. This is Kilimanjaro. Fun name, fun plant.
Is that also like a snowball bush?
Same family. They're all in the viburnum family, and there's hundreds, even possibly thousands of different viburnums. This one is really nice because it can fit into a tight spot. It only gets 3 feet wide, but can also give you some height, up to 6 feet tall. And so great plant for shade, can take morning sun. Everyone should have a viburnum if they can offer it some shade in the afternoon.
It has kind of a Japanese feel to it.
It does. It's that layered, textured look, and I can't say enough good things about viburnum.
And what's below it?
Below it, we have a really nice ground cover. This is the golden laminum. Usually you will see the gray laminum, but this is a nice chartreuse variety that we can offer for shade. Really highlights the garden.
Well, and putting that in a shady spot, man, that's glow in the dark. That's beautiful.
Still really nice pink flowers on this, just like the silver that you're used to. Just really nice plant. Next we can go, I will show you the mahonia. Everybody is pretty much familiar with mahonia if you have a shade garden. But what I love about the new mahonia they've come out is the soft caress in the small blue container. This one does not have any thorns or prickles. It's very layered. It gets about 3 foot by 3 foot. Can also be used in like a Japanese themed garden or wherever you would like to see a more contemporary type plant. Same great yellow flower, same great pale blue robin egg berry. Just one of my favorites for shade.
And Bobbin, I love that blue pot.
Oh, thank you.
Man, that's dramatic.
The blue and black salvia is one of my favorites. I've had this plant in my own personal garden for probably about 10 years now. It can get fairly large. I want to say at least 4 by 4. Just for fun, I've dropped some of the calla lilies in there. That's just one of the fun flowering plants that we have to offer this time of year. Needs a little bit more water than the salvia, but again, it's all about having fun too.
How about next to it?
Okay. These are some of my favorite woodland plants. We have the hardy glocks here. Just really pretty pink, nice flower that comes above the texture. It's almost a fern-like foliage below. We have here the Blatilia, which is a native to Europe. It's actually a terrestrial orchid. Very interesting and just nice to have maybe in a container next to your front door or somewhere where it can be appreciated.
It's very pretty.
The workhorse for the shade for me last year, even in the intense heat, was this hardy geranium called Roseanne. I was really impressed by this plant last year in the heat. It really did bloom even through the high temperatures. From this size, it actually grew to about 2 feet tall and I would say 2 feet wide. So really outstanding flowering perennial for the shade.
I see you brought some rosemary too.
Yes. One thing we forget, I have a lot of clients that ask for a shrub that's evergreen that can do the west sun. And so we forget that even though rosemary is an herb, it also can be used as a shrub.
And how about behind it? What do you have
Okay.
behind it?
The yarrow, some different kind of yarrows we brought in this year. The Eve's red, and then I think the other one is the Eve's paprika. So those are very nice for full sun. Also forms a really nice dense mat that helps with erosion control. Good for butterflies. Great butterfly plant.
Now that is a yellow-green pot above it. My goodness, that looks great with the purple.
Yeah, purple and yellow are complementary colors, and the buzz purple butterfly bush couldn't be more perfect for that container.
And how about just below it? What do we have over there?
The two favorite penstemons that we carry here at TLC for me are the dark towers. It's very similar to Husker's red, only it has the pink bloom. And next to it we have Pike's Peak, which is another great penstemon for Oklahoma. You've got the purple bloom here, and then on the dark towers you have the pink bloom. So those are my favorite penstemons here at TLC.
And then how about down here?
Okay. No sunny garden to me is complete without some form of Salvia greggii. Great for the hummingbirds. It's just very drought tolerant, excellent perennial for full sun. And you can get some really nice vibrant color on it as well.
And this looks great next to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Another good hummingbird plant. This is Niphophia, or some people call it the torch flower. Great for full sun. Likes to be a little bit on the dry side, just like the rosemary. Great for some dramatic heights in the garden.
Is this Spanish lavender?
Those are just two different lavenders I thought might be a good pairing with the rosemary. If you're already going to have a site where you're doing really dry rosemary, there's nothing better than to complement it with the lavender.
It's got to do a Mediterranean theme.
That's right.
And then finally, how about up here?
Okay, Mexican feathergrass. It's one of my favorites. It's one of our customers' favorites, mainly because it's only going to get 2 feet high, and it has such graceful movement in the wind. People just love this plant.
What do you have it paired with there?
We have it paired with some annual zinnias and also the Ogon sedum. And so that's just a nice fun pot for full sun.
And then finally over here?
Okay, a few of our native plants that we're bringing in and that we're actually growing is the wild ageratum. And this looks very similar to the annual ageratum, only that it will seed. It'll seed for you and can take very dry conditions.
Well, Melissa, thank you for showing us your favorites. I can sure see why they are. And she's out here at TLC, so be sure and ask. You've got a lot of experience. I'm glad you're here.
Okay.
Well, coming up next, we're going to check in with our garden guru, Linda Shackelford, to answer your garden questions. Stay with us.